Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Right Color. And I always do surprise lives. So here we are with a surprise live. Maybe I'll put on a little scarf if I can find one um, to give you a little extra. Um, yeah, okay. This one will be good. All right. So nobody's here yet except for me. I'm going to do a little drama. All right. Seta. That's silk in Spanish. So, hello. Hello, Manasa. Hello, spirits beyond the stars. Without the glasses, I don't know who's there. So I thought I would do a little, hi, Sean. Wow, a lot of people. That was fast. Hi, Marge. Okay. I thought I would do an eclipse reading. I have the time. I had a very healthy lunch. I just had a salad with a mango and cranberries. Yummy, yummy. Of course, I had dessert afterwards. Um, okay, so I thought I would just do an eclipse reading, right? Because it's eclipse is always a big deal. So I know that it's falling in late Scorpio, I believe 25 degrees. So 25 degrees Scorpio would probably be people who were born, say, 17th, 18th, give around there of November. Um, I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. So I'll do a little catch up first. Hi, Andrea. Um, it's not, it's like I know the names, and then it's like, well, I wonder what your voice sounds like. I wonder how tall or short you are, or whatever. Okay, but it's the internet, so it's very strange. Um, I thought I would do a little update. So this is my update. My update is um, I don't have any good news with the apartment in New York. No good news. Some homeless person broke the lock, got in there. They threw him out. There's no work going on. I get no answer from the landlord aside from nasty letters. And so it doesn't look so good, which actually part of me is fine with. Hi, Sandy. Um, um, in any case, I love it here. I really want to stay here in Mexico. I really want to stay here in Mexico City. That's the story. So I'm allowing like the goddess to, show me the way, to show me the way. So I'm actually seeing an apartment. I found an apartment. I have a friend here, and I found an apartment that is supposedly a 3 bedroom, but I think it's a 2 bedroom. Um, and it's in like a perfect central area, very poetic. Like you look out the window and it's like, oh, we're in Mexico. It's across the street. Look at this. It's across the street from the Church of the Inquisition. um, so that'd be interesting for like a nice yeshiva boy to look at all the time. Anyway, I'm going to see it tomorrow, and it's furnished. So hopefully, I mean, I would be upfront, and it's like, I would turn it into an Airbnb, just like I used to do in New York, because it's already furnished. I mean, I'd put up some other pretty stuff and move furniture around and maybe paint a wall. But aside from that, so we'll see. You know what? Because I'm giving it to Spirit. Spirit knows that I want to be here. I feel like I belong here. I felt like I belonged here the day I came here, not this time, like years ago. So if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And if Goddess wants me in New York, then I'll be in New York, or in Santa Fe, or in yo no sé. That means I don't know. Okay. So that being said, um, that is my plan, and hopefully my plan will work out. and I'm going to work harder on YouTube and try to get somebody to help me to like advertise on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And I still have lovely scarves available, lovely t-shirts available. I still offer readings. Please become a member. Membership really helps me because it's like a little steady income, right? Because I don't really have a steady income. Everything happens for a reason, and it is a new beginning. It is. It is. It's a little intimidating, I have to say, to begin one's life again. I mean, I've reinvented myself so many times, I can't even tell you. But, I'm 58. So what, right? So what? I look good over here, from here down. That's not true. I'm just exaggerating. And you could follow me on Instagram. I always post pretty pictures. I put up a video last night. And, please become a member of the site. You can hire me for readings. I have time. Um, okay, so you're also 58. So you also have like Neptune and Scorpio. We are quite the generation, aren't we? Um, I'm a kid. Yeah, yeah, I'm a kid. Okay. Lori tries life. I like that. I like that. That's a nice name. And I am having fun. I love it here. I love it here. And people are so, I have to tell you, before I get to the reading, because, I like to chit chatter. Um, um, People are so friendly and warm and kind here. So I go to a lot of meetups, which like an English Spanish exchange, and a lot of people show up. A lot of Americans, Canadians, la la la, and a lot of Mexicans. And so you practice, you kind of pretend to practice. I think it's really more about people having sex with foreigners, to tell you the truth. But whatever, I go to practice. So I've been meeting people at these places, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's go hang out. Yeah, I'll give you a lift home, or why don't you come over my house?" Or it's just so like open and friendly and lovely, and you know how it feels. I feel like I'm the exchange student, and everybody likes me. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm the exchange student, and everybody likes me, and everybody wants to be my friend. And people like, "Oh, I play volleyball. You want to play volleyball? Oh, I like to go eat dessert all over town. You want to go eat dessert all over town? I like to whatever it is." And it's like, sure, sure. As long as it's not like hang gliding. Um, so, oh, New Mexico. Yeah, New Mexico it has always fascinated me. I don't know why. New Mexico has always fascinated me. I've never been there. I heard it's incredibly beautiful. I heard it's incredibly beautiful. But I like Mexico, Mexico. And I'm practicing, and my Spanish is really getting much better. It really is. It's really getting much better. Anyway, let's do a reading on the eclipse. How's that sound? I'm going to do my usual three, my usual three. And, 3, 6, 9, and we're going to do like a Tesla thing, right? And I'm going to, then afterwards, I'm going to do the weekly that I'll put up, and I'll do the weekly by sign, which is available for members. I split it up by sign, so I do 12. And I'm also, please follow Tarot Tuesdays, which I think has turned out to be an incredible series, an incredible series. So this week I have, this week will be the Emperor, because I'm going card by card. And Danny Shea is going to be my guest. We're going to tape tomorrow. Yeah, vitamin D. That's the truth. That's the truth. ¿Dónde está el baño? ¿Dónde está el baño? Well, I walk down the street, right, and I see some guy walking by, and I feel like going up and saying, ¿Quieres novio? Which means, do you want a boyfriend? In my head, I'm like, ¿Quieres novio? Okay. Oh, thank you. I really, I'm loving doing Tarot Tuesday, and I feel like I pick the right guest every week. It's really wild. It's really, really wild. So, and I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. And, the key, if you're really interested in reading tarot, first of all, the way to do it, the way I'm a good cook because I threw away a lot of food. I'm a good cook because I kept on practicing and practicing and practicing. And it's like, you get a book or two, don't go crazy. And, you pull a card, right? So you pull this one. So it's a nine. And I mean, you could see from the iconography, he's upset. He can't sleep. This is just a card I pulled, right? So, and it's sword. So it's thought. It's nine. So it's attainment. So he's getting, he's receiving thought, which is upsetting to him. La la la. So my personal interpretation of this card generally is a truth that can't be unseen. A truth that can't be unseen. Right? So that's how I feel about this card. But that developed over time. That developed over time. And, as I continue to read, it might have different meanings, and you have to just allow that to come. It's sort of like cooking, right? It's like, okay, well, I know that raspberries go really well with blueberries. And I know that raspberries go really well with chocolate. But then once you understand what raspberries do and you understand their texture and their taste and their color, it's like, I'm going to throw this into a green salad. Maybe I'll mix it with chicken. Maybe I'll mix it, it's like that. You have to trust yourself. Am I visiting Mexico or am I moving here? I'm not sure yet. How much does your intuition factor in? It's the whole thing. Honestly, it's the whole thing. It's the base of it. It's the base of it for me. Because I get a feeling actually almost before I throw the card. That's what's going on. And the more I do it, the stronger that gets, right? That's what's going on. That's how I read. Okay. So May 15th, May 16th, thereabouts. It doesn't happen exactly at that moment. Okay. Just doesn't happen. It's already happening. Like an eclipse, a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse usually is like a 6 month number. So it basically started a month ago. It's going to last into, November. All right. One, two, three. Away we go. I like that. I like that. The 222 in Oklahoma. It is actually 222 here too, as well. All right. Oh, look. Oh, we begin with great cards. Yay, hooray. Yay, hooray. Okay. Let's begin. I'll go back and forth. I like looking at you, darlings. I start with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a wonderful card. Interesting that it's a Scorpio Taurus eclipse because Scorpio and Taurus show up in this card. See, this card and the last card, the World, show the four fixed signs show up, which basically is really like a change of season, a change of the way things are on the outside and on the inside. Because here we go. The lion is Leo, the bull is Taurus, the individual, right, is Aquarius, and this is an eagle. It looks weird, but it's an eagle, and that's one of the signs of Scorpio. So it's the four fixed signs, and this one is really like, I always see this as if it's like the clock is turning and churning, and it's almost like you're on a certain. You know how the clock has gears, so it's almost as if you're standing on one gear and now you've evolved and things are turning. So you're still standing on that gear, but all of a sudden it's turning. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, you can see above the wall, something new, so I always feel like this is evolution of the soul, right? Something is ended so that something new can begin, right? Because it's a 10 and a 10 is always completion. Okay. Lavender and lemon, beautiful. Yeah, lavender and lemon sounds perfect. Yeah, lavender and lemon with chocolate. Well, everything goes with chocolate. Okay. Then I have the lady in the garden. I have the 9. So this traditionally would be gain, luxury. She's a really interesting card because she's entrepreneurial. She worked her way here herself. She's making her own money. It's not from her husband. It's not from her father. It's from her own smarts, her own intuition. I always feel like this is a deeply, deeply intuitive card. And this is really somehow, this is like the incarnation of the Empress on Earth. The Empress has a much larger energy because she's a goddess. But this is almost like somebody living the life of the Empress on Earth, right? Being in the garden, allowing the abundance, enjoying the garden, being at ease. Like that's what it is. Okay. So we begin with a change toward relying on one's own self, relying on one's intuition, enjoying, um, being in gratitude, really understanding. She really enjoys her garden. So it's like, even if you don't have everything you want and like in the world, it's like, but I have pretty flowers on the table. I have lots of food in the refrigerator. I have lovely people around me. I have my health. It's like that. It's like tune into that, plug into that, as opposed to, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that and I don't have whatever. Okay. Then, hi, Marby. Um, Andrea, you got to make that lemon and lavender. I mean, I keep on looking at it and I'm like, oh, that sounds delicious because it's that acid and that sweet. All right. Um, then I have the 2 of Wands. So the 2 is a choice. So the choice would be, because neither is a bad choice, honestly. Um, this is the past, which was fertile, but it was limited. This is the future, which is also fertile, which has a larger perspective, right? I have the world in my hands. And the other thing I always feel about that, and also it's standing on love. It's standing on purity, right? It's standing. That's where it gets its power from. Okay. And this is limited to just growing wherever it was placed. This, it's like you have a tree. Like I used to have an aloe vera that I had, oh my God, for 30 years. Anyway, it made it through the fire, which is a miracle. But I used to make clippings of it, and there are pieces of that aloe vera all over. I used to have guests at Airbnb. So there's one in Philly, there's one in DC, there are a few in Brooklyn, there are a few in Queens, there's one in Harlem, there's one in the near Union Square. I'm in New York. So, you know, that's what you can do when you can move with it, when you have more versatility. Like this is the choice between staying in one place and being versatile. Being able to move around. Okay. Oh, hi, Patricia. Hi, Patricia. I recognize a lot of you. It's nice. Ah, it's funny. Before I did this, I was like, you need to like sit down and really talk to spirit. And like, that's what this is about. That's what this is about. So this is a 4. So 4 is stability, right? So it's stability of thought, but it's like stability of thought inside oneself. This is about sitting, meditating, contemplating, resting, allowing, listening. The other thing I always feel about this card, because whenever the church shows up in any of these cards, it symbolizes spirit. It symbolizes spirituality, right? The house of God. I mean, we are the house of God, but there could be different moments and different times and different situations where you're more in touch with the fact that you're the house of God, right? So I feel like, because if he sits still and he contemplates and meditates and waits for a message long enough, then spirit comes in and says, try this, try this. So I think that's what the evolution is. I think the evolution is about, you know, being in gratitude, appreciating what you have, you know, looking forward to the future, maybe making new plans, and, meditating on it and asking spirit to give you inspiration or guidance or help or a whisper. Well, the deal with cocoa is really complicated. Spirits me on the stars. It's really complicated. It's actually originally from Mexico. 80 or 90% of the cocoa is grown in Ghana and Ivory Coast, and the people who grow it and who pick it uh, have never even tasted it. So all the money is going toward the big cocoa companies, Nestle, Hershey's, um, Toblerone, et cetera, et cetera. It's a mess. So I think Ghana, especially, is really trying to take that back and process it themselves because they're the ones who are growing it. You know. Furthermore, it goes on and on about it because I know a lot about geography and blah blah blah. It's like to have most of one crop for the whole world in one area is a bad idea, especially with climate change. A storm can come up there and then it's all destroyed, and it's like cocoa needs the tropics, the jungle. So it could be grown in Mexico and Guatemala and Indonesia and Mexico and Guatemala, other parts of Africa, and you know, Southeast Asia, probably the Philippines. Like it needs to be more, whatever. It's a long story. Okay. Um, Lots of messages. So I think if you sit, you're going to get a lot of messages. You're going to get a lot of fertile, creative messages. Okay. Now, how do you discern which is the right one? But with your intuition, that's how. My favorite king. So traditionally, this the King of Cups. The King of Cups is an older man. Would be like, but I don't read cards like that. To me, this like we all encompass all the energies, and this is the King of Intuition. So this is the one. He's male, so he's able to and willing to take action, but he's unusual in that he has a feminine aspect, which is the cups, which means he listens. He's an intuitive. He's an empath, and he weighs possibilities, and he thinks about through his feeling about what how it would benefit him and how it would benefit others best. Right. There's also this energy of a diplomat. There's also the energy in this card of being through having gone through turbulent emotional stuff, but still offering a gift, still with something to offer. Really interesting card, really lovely card. Hi, Cynthia. Um, yeah, yeah, I remember that fire, Andrea. Okay, so this is about sitting and listening and allowing. Okay, so I mean that's a good thing to do on the eclipse anyway. Oh, here we go. Here's the world, the card I was talking about earlier, right? So I almost feel like the world is double this. So there's definitely something coming to an end and something new beginning, like a whole new cycle beginning, which makes a lot of sense for the eclipse. Makes a lot of sense for the eclipse. Um, and something completed in a really intricate and ornate way. Something completed. It wasn't like done in a half blank way. I try not to curse to them because they throw me off the live. Not throw me off, but like I can't monetize. All right. So there's something that's been completed in a really thorough way, so that something new can begin. And I also feel what I'm really feeling is like there was a lesson that's been learned, onward and upward, onward and upward. Looking for different opportunities, right? Being creative. The two turns into the three, right? The two turns into the three. So maybe the way what I'm getting right now is maybe the way the two turns into the three is using these experiences, right, that were fertile, but somehow maybe limited a little bit. And then using the second two, which is more versatile. Maybe the two of them give birth to a third one. I mean, it's the tarot card, so why not put two sticks together and make three? So it's interesting. This is also about waiting for your ships to come in. It's almost like, not almost, I always say that. I find that when I watch my own videos, I'm always saying it's almost like, it's not almost like, it is. Um, like I put it out in my heart, I put it out in my mind, I already put it out, and I'm waiting for it to come back to me. I'm waiting for it to come back to me. I've already, like, the manifestation has already happened inside of me, right? Because I've been talking to spirit, I've been trusting my intuition. Ah, I made a choice here to, live a life of gratitude and live a life in the garden, live a life of abundance, whatever that might mean. So my ships are coming in, our ships are coming in. Oh my, a whole new ball game, a whole new ball game. And the thing about the Fool is, well, the Fool is the first card. Interesting. So we get the last. So something is really over. We get the last card in the deck and the first card in the deck. Really interesting. The Fool. I did a whole thing on the Fool. You can go back a few weeks. It's my first Tarot Tuesdays. I did it with Nancy Jean. The Fool is full of optimism. And look, it's yellow, right? Yellow is the color of optimism and happiness and joy and openness and clarity. Um, he's open to all possibilities, completely open to all possibilities. He's like, it's almost, how like sometimes you leave the house and you say, okay, I got to go grocery shopping, or I got to go to the dry cleaner, or wherever you got to go. So I got to go east, or I got to go west, or I got to go straight, or I got to take the car, or I got to take the bike, or blah, 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 blah. This one just leaves the house. He leaves the house. He's got his bandana, right? He's got a fabulous, like, dress-ish thing on. Best dressed person in the entire zodiac, by the way, because he's wearing his soul, basically. He's wearing the joy of his soul. The soul is symbolized by the dog, by the way, because it's, a dog is known for its loyalty, right? So the soul always goes with you in all your incarnations, because he's pre-incarnation. So it's almost like he walks out and he says, well, I, I'm going to go toward that tree because that tree is really pretty. Or, I always go straight ahead, or I always go east, or I always go west. But I think this time I'm going to go behind the house and see what happens there. And, maybe, there's a bird calling me. It's like that, like completely open, completely. It's like, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah. Choose your own adventure. Perfect. Perfect. I can't say what the emojis are, but they look cute. I even with the glasses. Okay. Okay. So, overall looks really, really good. Let me show you everything, and I'll continue because I love to chitter chatter. Okay. A change, a completion of something, living in gratitude, choices, communicating with spirit, lots of messages, lots of ideas, lots of fertile ideas, going deeper into the intuition, and feeling it. This is almost like you're getting it in your mind, and this is you getting it in your body. Okay. Then let me move that a little. Okay. um Really, something is completely over, and all these things that you've been contemplating and wishing for and hoping for come through, and you're starting anew. Da, 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 da. Toward, establishing families, toward establishing a dynasty, toward um, really being part of like an intergenerational um, entity, the card of wealth, having a strategy, very strategic, this one. Also, wonderfully dressed. Knowing that everything's going to be okay, being able to balance your finances um, after a rocky journey. You know, another two, my third two. So I think this is about balancing duality. Oh, it's really about choices, reassembly of tribe. You are very good with the words, Andrea. Entertainment purposes only. Is that isn't everything? Isn't the whole world entertainment purposes only? This is also one of my cards of the eclipse. I think this is about sitting and listening. Hi, Sarah. I think this is about sitting and listening and letting. So this is it's one of my eclipse cards, but some people, like a very traditional reading on this would be, oh, it's crossroads. It's really difficult choice, and neither one of the choices is a good choice. Whatever. For me, this is really about allowing yourself to be blindfolded and feeling your way through it. Right? I'm gonna sit and contemplate and allow the messages and the intuition to come and be able to get things from both ends, right? So get things from the positive aspect, the negative aspect. This is going to work. This isn't going to work. Maybe combining them, right, to get like a middle of the road version. Oh, beautiful. So I really love this card. This is the card of judgment. Well, and also, okay, there's a lot going on in this card. This is the card of judgment. This is Gabriel, right, the messenger. So this is about listening to one's intuition. Gabriel's the messenger. Gabriel's the one that told Muhammad. Gabriel's the one who comes to Mary. Gabriel is the messenger, right? And Gabriel in Hebrew means strength of the Lord. That's what it really means. So I always feel with this card, it's like there was a lesson that was learned, or a situation or an environment that you've gone through that you really, really, really understand, and you've incorporated on a body level, on a spiritual level, on a material level, what it is, what the message was. Hi, Sharon. Um, and so now, because it doesn't mean that you have to die, because, I mean, look, they're resurrected. But it's almost like you've incorporated the lesson to such an extent, not almost, it is. You've incorporated this lesson and this understanding and this viewpoint to such a deep and profound extent that you're reborn and you're ready to start anew and you're ready to start fresh. And you have that experience that you're going to be able to draw upon to, take you into the future, because um, no experience is a mistake. No experience is, oh, well, like there's no such thing as that, right? Our souls have, it's a different, I don't know how to put it. It's at like a higher level of being to understand um, what we're capable of, what we're able to experience, what we're able to go through, what we're able to um, thrive through. Really lovely card. And and every time I get an angel, it's like there's an angel, you're being guided. Like, there's a bigger picture here. There's a bigger picture. What can I say? This is the fiance. This is the fiance. This is, this is the one. So I'll be standing on my balcony in Mexico, and there'll be somebody below playing guitar, singing lovely things to me. It's more than that. It's the gift of intuition. It's the gift of healing, of becoming whole. It's the gift of Receiving one's heart back, receiving one's heart back, or receiving kindness, um, understanding, love, a listening ear. He holds space. He holds space. Really lovely. Really lovely. Mm. Victory after tears. Whole new way, whole new idea, clear thinking. The other thing, this is an interesting one because it's a sword. So swords, have that dual energy. The sword can, it could reflect this new light, right? Because when it's silver, whatever, and it reflects like this new flash of an idea. But it also has this energy of like cutting out, of like a machete, right? Cutting the path through, or cutting out unnecessary feelings or ideas or people that they don't serve you anymore, or you're not served by anymore, right? Okay, I have to put my glasses back on because otherwise I can't see what you're all saying. Are you saying how lovely I look? Receiving and remembering one's heart. Yes. Yes. Receiving and remembering one's heart. Yes. And sometimes what I'm getting today, sometimes, we meet people in our lives, and they could be in our lives for a week or a month or a year or 10 years or whatever. And there's a piece of them that, and like maybe a personality aspect or a sense of humor or a certain talent that they have that almost, it reminds us of ourselves. We identify it because it reminds us of ourselves. And it reminds us of maybe an ideal that we have, or a feeling that we have, or a piece of our own personality or soul that maybe we haven't been as in touch with, or as we haven't honored lately. Something like that. Hi, Gina. I hope I said hello to everyone. If I didn't say hello to you in particular, if you're here, don't take it personally. I'm really trying. That's why I have my little glasses on. So, you know, it's a new start. It's a new start because I feel like there's been this real karmic understanding and lesson that one has gone through. Um, and I think it's almost like you're ready to like be bigger. You're ready to be bigger. You're ready to step into more power, into more effortlessness, into more gifts, into more healing, more understanding, more listening, um, a deeper relationship with spirit, a deeper relationship with yourself. That's what it feels like, which is really lovely. And here comes the emperor. Mm. So we're gonna. So tomorrow I'm going to tape the emperor with Danny, and I've been thinking about the emperor a lot this week because he's going to be like the card of the week, because I'm doing the Tarot Tuesdays. So if you haven't checked it out, please check out Tarot Tuesdays. It's a really wonderful series that I've just begun. I have a different guest every week, and we discuss one card. Blah blah. Also, please become a member. Membership really helps me out because it's a little bit of a steady thing going on, in terms of finances, because I don't really have a steady income. YouTube really supported me enormously, but when there's no money coming in, even if it's a little every day, it all sort of, okay. Um, yes, the eclipse will be visible, I think, almost all of South America. I think almost all of Mexico, and pretty much east of the Mississippi in the States. And I know also in part Southwest Europe, but I don't know where in Europe. I haven't really, I just looked at the Americas map. Okay, so the Emperor. The Emperor is a four. The Emperor is about stability. The Emperor is also, he's the sign of Aries, right? So the Emperor has this impetus of Mars. The Emperor has this really masculine, um, I'm going to get it done kind of energy, and I'm ready to start, and I'm fiery, and because the energy of Mars, the energy of Mars is really about I want, I will, right? Fiery. Like there's no like, oh, I'm going to contemplate, I'm going to think. Mars acts. Mars acts. That's what Mars does. Mars is like the planet of action, period. That's what Mars is all about, right? So I always feel that energy here. And the other thing about to me, this is King Solomon, right? But he's got the scepter. He delegates. He delegates. Because an emperor is smart. It's like he doesn't have to have his hand in everything. He already knows, like, okay, well, in order to paint the house correctly. So I have a friend here who like does all this furniture stuff, and he's decorating a lobby in one of the buildings. And he showed me some chairs. They didn't have cushions, and I was like, "You need an upholsterer because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Yeah, it might cost you extra, but it'll be done correctly instead of somebody sitting on the chair and then the seat coming off with their seat. It has to be done correctly. Delegate, delegate. So I always get this. Hi, Greeter, TAK. Isn't that Greeter and Sandy Lou and Shockwave? I think I've said hello to everyone. Okay. So that's what it's about. It's about taking your power, using your power, and using it wisely. He really uses his brain. He really uses his brain. This one, it's like, I have a vision, I have a plan, and I'm going to implement it. Like that's it. There's none of this. I'm not sure of myself. Oh, there's none of that. It's Aries. There's none of that. Like, oh, I'm going to look over my shoulder and decide. It's not like that. It's like, let's get it done. Like, let's go. Um, okay. Yeah. Toward stability, toward this is also really looking at something. This has this energy of a microscope to me, and it's being very wise with the cash, being very, not overspending, not overdoing, not being very being very wise with the money, being very wise with the security, looking at things. So first you have this, but then you have this as well, so they kind of balance each other out. And they're both fours. So this is about really making something stable, really. Like the energy here is really about building and becoming more stable. Yeah. So I've said this before. This is a really fascinating card, and I've been thinking about who am I going to ask to do this one, because this is a really deep card. It's a card of Gemini. Um, I'm not sure who this is. This might be Uriel. I'm not really quite sure. I think it's Uriel. Um, So, it's very easy to see this as the lovers, but I rarely see it as the lovers. Um, this is about making a new contract with the divine. That's what this is. This is about making a new contract with the divine. It's almost like I always say that. Try not to say that. Well, better than saying, all my filthy words that I usually like to say. Um, you know what I'm getting? What I'm getting. I'm just going to talk now. What I'm getting is, I think there's this profound understanding and this there's a deeper level of spirit going on here, and I think that this eclipse, considering all the other cards that I've already thrown, with stability and intuition and listening and new idea that I've already thrown, with stability and intuition and listening and new ideas and lots of choices. I feel like it's like I'm allowing myself to be guided by spirit in a new and more complete way, by my intuition in a more profound sense. And now that I understand that I'm spirit and spirit is me, now that I have this understanding of my being spirit and spirit being me, um, it's it's almost as if you, so I don't want to say that, like you got a job at a place, right? And it was really like a like a really menial job, like you were just the receptionist or something. So you don't really understand. But now that you have a deeper understanding, and now that you feel more at home with the company, with yourself, with God, with the hierarchy, and it's almost like now you're in the right or the left ear of somebody who's in charge of an entire um, production, right? You're like the right or the left ear, and so like your ideas are also listened to. You're no longer just the worker. Now you're really, it's part of you and you're part of it. So you really feel at home. You really feel you found your tribe. You really feel, and I think maybe your tribe is your spirit guides, your angels. Maybe the people around you that are on the same page as you, so to speak. Your coworkers in a way. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. It feels like, okay, now that I'm really part of this and it's really part of me, I can move forward um, in a relaxing way, in a relaxing, in a calm and relaxed and nourished way, because it is, after all, the garden. It's the second time the garden came up. So understanding the garden as one soul, and I think taking a walk in one's own garden. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. It's really lovely. It's really lovely. Okay, I'm going to throw one more. Okay, so this is a really interesting card. Another nine. Another nine. So nine is about attainment, but so this is being surrounded, right? Being overwhelmed, the line in the sand. But I always feel with that card, I it's like the time has gone, all of a sudden slowed down, and I'm able to see how I've been limited, how there have been put these limits been put upon me, and now that I see it, I know how to um, overcome it, or I know how to get through it, or I know how to conquer it, or I know how to allow it to be, allow it to be. And because if I pay attention to like the things that don't work, then that's what I'm going to be faced with, right? If I pay attention to things that do work, then it'll all I'll be taken care of, because the angels are with me. Yeah, don't pay attention to what other people have to say. It doesn't really matter. Oh, a new dawn. And, am I the only reader who sees all the negative cards in a positive way? It's a 10. So it's the end of a way of thinking. And the end of a way of thinking, it's perfect for the eclipse. The end of a way of thinking allows a whole new way of thinking and a way of looking and a way of feeling in. This is actually, I mean, it's actually quite a lovely card, and the iconography is fantastic. And the weird thing about it, excuse me, there's no blood. There's no blood. this is all symbology here. Hello, hello, children. Symbology, way of thinking. A new dawn is rising. And it's like with the new dawn rising, it's almost like two suns are coming up. It's like two suns are coming up. And so now I'm able to see things that I haven't seen before. I'm able to see flowers in a clearer way. I'm able to like understand things from my past perspective and from a new perspective. I'm going to keep one more. Okay, I'm not throwing another card because this is just too beautiful. All right, so the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. So interestingly, when I first started doing this, I started on Instagram, and then it just wasn't a big enough platform for me. And so this card would come up at it was like 2 weeks, like it came up every day. So it's a really profound card. So this is about really meeting. This is about meeting that lover, that perfect partner, right? Traditionally, there's a healing going on here. It's like your DNA has been recharged, right? There's a sense of also like leadership and Leo and the heart, right? Because the heart is symbolized by the lion. This is about meeting oneself. This is about like meeting oneself. It's a lot like that other one. I don't remember which one we were talking about, but this is really about meeting oneself, meeting one's own, like the loving part of yourself that heals you and that helps you. Now, I don't want to discount that this is also a card of lovers, just like the lovers, and there was another card that was similar. I can't remember which one because I put them all. I don't want to discount that, maybe this new sense of gratitude and this new sense of fertility and this new sense of being born again, this new sense of allowing intuition into a new, in a new way, in a more penetrating, brighter, more expansive way. Also invites people of like mind, invites in people or individuals who I don't believe you've met yet, of who are really on the same page as you, who are really seeing things the way you see things, who have gone through similar experiences. And so, like the King of Cups, they I've been through rough times too. And here's let me take you to lunch. I have time to listen to you, right? It's really nice to feel that, to get that, to have a mirror, because this is a mirror. This is really a mirror. So I don't want to discount that. So there's a possibility of because you've grown, because you've evolved, like in the Judgment card, into a higher version of oneself through the World card, through a lot of the cards I threw already. I don't want to discount that, there's this very strong possibility. Oh, hi, Ariel. Hi, Ariel. There's a really strong possibility that you're going to attract this like-minded, heart-centered, loving, kind, generous, sensitive people. I think that's what the Knight of Cups was about. I think that's what okay, now, of course, I messed up the order, but I will try to get all these cards on the table. I am going to try to get all these cards on the table. And I am available for readings. All the information is below. Please become a member of the channel. Please go visit my website, ripecolor.com. I offer readings. I have scarves. I have t-shirts. I have pocket squares. I have bags. My sister has them in New York. I'm more than happy to send her to the post office. She's like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? It's like, go to the post office. All right. I know they're not in order. I don't know if that helps you or not. My God, I threw a lot of cards. Hi, Gina. Did I say hello to you? Okay. All right. Let me. Oh my God, I don't think they're all going to fit. All right. So I know they're not in order, but you'll have to go back and watch the video. Sorry about that. I get carried away in the moment, and then I don't know where I'm at. Which whatever. It's fine. Okay. I'm glad. Oh, what color of peridot? I know, a peridot, right? They're both beautiful. There's that darker green, which is lovely, and the lighter green is also lovely. It's a really wonderful, incredible stone. Stone of August. Okay, I don't think you can't see it. There's just too many cards. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 23. I'm going to throw one more because it just makes it 24. Oh my. Yeah, I mean, if I do this, but then I don't want them to fall. Oh, that works. Okay, I'm going to throw one more card, and that's going to be the end. Up, Archangel Michael's here. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. New inklings, new ideas, fresh perspective. Yeah, receiving messages. Receiving messages. Um, fresh new ideas. A fresh new idea. Oh, I never thought of that. Oh, I never thought of that. So, overall, this is, this eclipse is I know I talk about new beginnings a lot, but this is really, I feel like, from everything I've said and from all the cards that have come up, it's like there's a whole cycle ending and we're all evolving as a species. And it's really more of a connection, a more profound connection with spirit, with the spirit of ourselves, with the spirit inside of ourselves, with like-minded spirits, right? Like-minded peoples, um, in order to really begin anew and to really be reborn in the body we're in, right? Be reborn in the body we're in. Very, very, very exciting. Very exciting and very loving and very beautiful. And, you know, take 5 minutes and go look at the moon. So that'll be on the 15th. I guess in the United States, it's going to be on the 15th. I don't know the time. I know it's about 25 Scorpio, give or take. 25 Taurus, 25 Scorpio. So it also, I mean, it really will affect like Scorpio Taurus most of all, depending upon, your chart, blah, blah, blah. But also, like don't forget that Leo, Aquarius, that degree is also going to be blah, blah, blah. Anyway, don't get all carried away with that stuff. It's like, oh, well, this is going to be, it's going to fall right on my, like, whatever happens is whatever happens. All right. Thank you so, so much for joining me, for listening to me, for supporting me. Please check out Tarot Tuesdays. Please become a member of the station. Joining me, for listening to me, for supporting me. Please check out Tarot Tuesdays. Please become a member of the station. I do the dailies with Nancy. I do weeklies for the collective. I do weeklies for members, which are organized, I should say, by sign. That's lovely. Spirits beyond the stars. That's really lovely. I think feeding people is probably the most important thing that we can do for one another. Um, so we're evolving. It's as simple as that. We're evolving as a species. It's as simple as that. And it's almost like being a 12-year-old and all of a sudden you grow 2 inches and it's like, oh my God, my ribs hurt. It's a little bit like that. Okay. So my ribs hurt and, put something cute on and leave the house and make the phone calls you need to make and do what you need to do and live in gratitude and the garden will grow. Like live in gratitude and the garden will grow. I have nothing else to say. I mean, I always have something else to say, but um, okay, you have dancing emojis, very cute. Hi, Teresa. All right. So that is my take for the eclipse. Tomorrow I'm going to tape with Danny for the Emperor for the Tarot Tuesdays, which will be up this coming Tuesday, whatever day that is. And I will be doing the weeklies. I'm going to actually do it right now. And those will be up probably Sunday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm not really sure. And thank you very much. It's already been over 100 minutes. So let's end it there. Blessings.